Hey guys, Mike here. So today we're going to talk real quick about what's going on with the S&P, because all of a sudden it's dropping, it's not holding up as well, and the real question is why, right? Because tech's been selling off, a lot of different sectors have been selling off, but what have we talked about? We talked about the energy sector, right? Propping up the S&P, not allowing it to go into bear market territory and actually stay there, okay? And so we're going to look at that and show you exactly why you saw yesterday it was breaking down through this channel it had been bouncing off of for a while now, and why it's not holding up as well, and two, who you have to blame for that. If you know, because a lot of people are talking about get into energy, ride it up, and all of a sudden, you know, it's been heading down. I'm going to show you who you need to blame. It's one person is to blame for that happening, but you know, maybe it'll bring down gas prices, who knows. But then we're also going to talk about, is this a blip? Is it just a pullback, people taking profits? Because I've showed you how overextended you know, this sector is. And then we're going to be heading another leg up, since we are in the summer and the busy time and stuff. And if you see right here what I'm talking about, I mean, this is the channel, and you can see the S&P in general has just been falling since June 9th. Remember that day, by the way. Big fall off a cliff since June 9th. Fell through the channel yesterday. Majorly oversold on the hourly. I mean, way oversold. Then recovered, right? And you can see oil. What's happening here? Just fall off a cliff since June 9th. Absolutely fell off a cliff. What's happening with natural gas? And they call this the widowmaker for a reason, because it gives people heart attacks because it drops so fast. And of course, looking at the oil stocks, you see Chevron that's fallen off a cliff, down 19% in 15 days. You go over here, you got Halliburton, it's down around 28% in 13 days. You got Shell, boom, it's dropping around 19% in a short amount of time. One of my favorites there is Occidental Petroleum. And this one was way overextended over its 300-day by 50%. And it's down 23% in 9 days. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys, if you get something out of this. And of course, the big question is, you know, whose fault is this, right? Who has caused this major sell-off? And, you know, hey, it's our good friend, Jim Cramer, right there on June 6th, said to buy the dip in oil stocks, stay away from everything else. And ever since then, XLE is down 18%. I've showed you the oil stocks down massive right now. And, you know, it's so funny because he did the same thing to crypto. You remember, he said, buy Ethereum, baby. And Ethereum, man, I think it's down like 70% since he said that. And that wasn't but like 30 days ago or something. I mean, it's like the curse there, you know, they call it the Jim Cramer inverse ETF is what you got to do. And so for people who, you know, got into the trade, like he said, buy the dips, and they bought it, you know, they're down massively now. For those who are looking to short the stock, well, you know, he kind of gave you a blessing, right? So, you know, the big question is, like, is this, you know, is it rolling over? Are we going to start heading lower and finally gas prices will start coming down and stuff? And, you know, one thing I'm looking at very closely here is this trend line, right? This is held since, I think it was 2021, December 2021, that is. And so for well over a year, it's bounced off multiple times, but it is right there at it as of yesterday, right? So we got 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, 4 bounce, 5 bounces. And so here it is sitting right out. So is it going to break down through that and a major support level right there, and then start trading in that range between, like, you know, 90 to 100 bucks again, which has stayed in for quite a while. As you can see, a couple months at least. And so we'll see if we go there. And so it's definitely one of the things I'm looking at to see, you know, is this it? So when it breaks that trend line, and we'll see what happens from there. But, you know, if you're into oil stocks, big into trading oil and stuff, let us know what you think in the comments. Or is it just a breather? That's exactly what this could be. I mean, it was up so big, and people were up so big in this trade that, you know, you don't want to lose out on all those profits. This isn't, for a lot of people, this isn't a long-term investment, because they know this is cyclical, right? And when it crashes, as you saw with natural gas the other day, I mean, it fell off a cliff. You know, it happens fast. And so we'll see. And the thing was, like, everybody's talking about, like, you gotta get in oil, you gotta get in oil. It's all over the news. And you hear people, that elevator talk we talked about, when people in the elevator are saying, get in oil, and you go, who are you? And they're like, oh, I work at Walmart bagging groceries. They're talking about getting into oil because everybody's talking about it. That's usually when the opposite does, or the market does the opposite of what we expect and stuff. But, you know, we'll see on that. And let me know what indicator you use and actually track and see if this is actually a reversal in oil, or we're just taking a pause. Now, obviously for consumers, it'd be fantastic if oil would roll over and gas prices would go right down with it eventually, especially for the summertime with everybody traveling right now. And this is where the most interesting data is going to come out for me, is, you know, what the travel and leisure industry reports, you know, after this summer is over, to see, because we won't know until after it's over, really. whether or not people are actually traveling, or when they start filling those tanks up, especially if they're traveling around the country, and going to different areas where it's really expensive for gas, then it's like, whoa, oh man, $6 a gallon, $7 a gallon, oh my goodness. It's a lot. I got a friend of ours, they're driving to Michigan, and I can't imagine, and they're going to SUV. So, like I said, it's over about $110, $115 to fill up that SUV every time. I'm not sure how far it is from, Florida to Michigan, but I assume it's a long way. And so can't wait to see what the gas bill is going there and back for them. It's going to be a lot more expensive than it would have been, obviously, a year or two. So, this is something we got to watch. If it continues to roll over, this is what I talked about. Is this when you see the SPY finally give way and we can finally see that major push down? That's going to be the really big question, to the 25-30% range, maybe more. And so I think a lot of people are going to be watching this. I'm going to be coming out with a video about another sector that's also rolling over and just broke a major support line that's been there for over a decade, and that's really going to weigh on the economy if this data continues to come out for this sector as well. So there's really two sectors I'm watching to let me know what's happening in the overall economy, stock market, that kind of stuff. So hope you guys got some out of it. Hit the like, subscribe button if you did. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you later.